pulling on me, but get off me, Asia. All right. Okay, ready?
That's not lip gloss. Whatever.
Ready? Come forward again. I'm going to lean back. You come forward. All right, perfect. All right, camera. Stop looking at yourself on the TV. I'm going to turn it off. All right, so the other question is, how do you guys work together as mother and daughter?
Oh, my favorite question. Would you like to answer that?
Well. Hey, beautiful ones. Fran here, back with another video. And I have my daughter here, Asia Ray, better known as Beauty Boss TV. How are you guys doing? So, we decided to do this mom and daughter question and answer because a lot of times my daughter will tell me that my questions are so, my answer to the questions are so mom-like, they're so like momish. But she said that when I answer questions for her and her friends, they're not momish. So we're going to answer you guys' questions that you sent. We're going to try to get through them all, but it might have to be a part 2 to this. So let's get started. You ready? Are you ready? Okay. Now let me tell y'all something. Let me give you this little disclaimer. We don't always agree. And so sometimes on the last video somebody said, Fran needs to be nicer to her daughter.
I agree.
I am nice to my daughter. But sometimes we don't agree. However, that doesn't mean that I don't love her. I love her. I just don't agree with her sometimes. So her answers are going to be different than mine because I'm mom and she's daughter. So let's jump into it real quick. Alright, so the first question we got was, do we want to do the note ones or do we want to go straight to the ones that were sent
Whatever
the other
you
way?
got.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's get to... Well, you know what? I'm not the tech girl. She should probably be doing this. But lift up where we're going.
And there's some questions.
Okay. So the first one says, is it okay to practice Buddhism and believe in Jesus? I'm so at peace when I practice Buddhism. So here's my thing. Here's my answer to that. Here's my answer. This is what I'm going to say about that. This is what I'm going to say about that. I believe that we are spiritual beings, period. I believe that we all have a higher source and we are all connected to that higher source. I think that whatever road gets you to that place where you are at peace and you are happy and your heart is open and you feel the move of God in your heart and in your life, I say, in my opinion, you're okay. I love Buddhism. I love Christianity. I love spirituality. I love diverse spiritualism, period. We're spirit beings first, so I feel like it's okay to practice what makes you feel at peace and happy and connected. Do you ever thought about that?
I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I think that, for once, I agree. That whatever makes you feel happy, like you said, whatever makes you feel whole, whatever it feeds you spiritually, it makes you feel good, you should do that. I'm not really big on labels, so I think that, whatever, if you get pieces from each thing and you resonate with those things, then that is great. I actually love Buddha myself. I read a lot of the books, and he's actually my soul's counsel, so I love that.
Yeah, so that's the answer to that question. And we're going to try to bounce questions back and forth between us unless one of us doesn't agree with the other one. Here's the other question, the next one. How do I let go? I struggle with that step the most. Would you like to answer that?
No.
How would you let go? How do you let go? How do you stop trying to control it all? How do you do that?
Well, it depends on what it is that I'm letting go. Some things I can let go easily, and then some things I'm like holding on to, and I'm just like, I don't want to let this go. But eventually, whether if I want to let it go or not, if it has to go, it's going to go. So I think that finding comfort in knowing that if it's supposed to go, it's going to be let go regardless if it is your control or not. It's going to go if it is supposed to go.
Right.
So it's I feel like letting go is not easy. It's very hard to do. Especially if we're tied to things and memories and all of that, we're tied into
control.
it. Yeah.
We want control. That. If we want control, it's very hard to let go of things. I know she's pointing over here, but the issue is that it's gonna go anyway. If it's supposed to go, it's gonna go. Whether you holding on to it like a cat with your nails in it, or you are just, if you're fussing, kicking, and screaming the whole time, it's gonna go anyway. So it is not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy process. So we're not making light of the letting go at all. It is difficult to let go of something that we love, that we hold dear, that we really want in our lives. However, it's gonna go if it is supposed to go anyway. So it's just better to just kind of be like, all right, I'm going to work on releasing this because it's going to go anyway. You agree with that?
I do.
All right, little Queensy. Thank you. We just got back from Jamaica, by the way, so we're both really brown. And let me just give you this disclaimer. My lips got tan somehow. I don't know how that happened. I really don't know how that happened. I'm just going to tell y'all. I don't know how that happened. But my lips got tan. She got tan too. But I got tan as well. And, yeah, okay. Let's get to the next question. The next question is, how do I manifest quickly? And I get this question all the time. So you have recently had some really big manifestations. And to piggyback off of that last question, I think that some of those have come because you have let go. So talk to us about that a little bit. Talk to us about, how do you feel, what do you think sped up your manifestations?
Definitely not having control of it. Definitely writing it down and releasing it, not wondering about the who, what, when, where, how thing, because that was a big, how is that going to happen? When is it going to happen? Why is it not right now? What can I do to speed it up? And the only thing that I could really do to speed it up was state what I wanted and let it go, and then it just happened like that. Some things have happened very, very quickly. Some things I have absolutely no resistance to, but then I notice when I have like a little bit of resistance or wondering how it's really going to happen, that's when I slow it down. But to manifest quickly, I just let go after I say it.
Right, because here's the thing about manifesting quickly. If you're coming from a place of need, I say this all the time, if you need it really bad, then it's going to be harder to let it go because you're looking for it to show up. And if you really, really need it really, really bad, what's going to happen is you're going to stop it in its tracks because you won't let go of it. You're holding on to it. And when you're holding on to it like this, God and the angels and your heavenly staff cannot deal with it when you're just clamping it so tight. So if you really want something, you've got to dig down deep, I think, and find that faith and really just say, okay, I'm letting this go because I know you got this. Not the easiest thing to do, but it will speed up your manifestation for sure.
Yes.
All right, so the other question is, how do you guys work together as mother and daughter?
Oh, my favorite question. Would you like to answer that?
Well, let me see. So,
be easy now.
Here's the thing. I threaten to fire her every day. Because technically, she's kind of my boss within the business. Like, I'm the boss. Like, we know that. I'm the boss of the business. But technically, she runs everything. She's like right up under me in the business. So a lot of things that I don't have to do, are a lot of places I have to be, she schedules those, and she keeps the calendar, makes sure I'm on point, meetings are held, clients are met, things like that. So she's right under me in the business, but really she's kind of like the boss. But sometimes she has to be reminded, like, who the mama is. Let me just say that, because
Well, it's not mama. It's work.
yeah, but you
So
sometimes want to go like
It's
past
not
work
mama.
and just like after hours and still be trying to
It's
check
not.
somebody,
It's
and
not.
that is not.
Because
on
sometimes you
Friends
got to. Sometimes you got to
But-
be checked, or else you out of control.
Here's the thing.
That's what they don't know.
I am the boss for real. She and I have a partnership, so she doesn't really work for me. We're kind of partners. She does make sure that my business runs like a well-oiled machine. And it took a long time to kind of establish those boundaries. Actually, it did, because it took a long time for me, I'll be honest, because y'all know your girl is transparent and will tell you the truth. What are you doing? What are you pointing while I'm talking?
No.
Oh, okay. It took, she probably was, but
See?
it took me a minute to really be able to be okay with being told what to do by my daughter, because first of all, my daughter, I know, has my best interest at heart. I know that. Beyond everybody on my team at this point has my back and my best interest at heart. So I was so used to, in building this business, doing everything by myself, because I did everything by myself. Like, emails, calls, I ran the business alone for many, many years. And as the business began to grow, I had to have help. I couldn't do it all by myself. So it was hard for me at first to let go, like we were talking about letting go. It was very hard for me to let go of being all around everything, but I was losing the quality, and I couldn't do that. So I had to kind of relinquish just a little bit of the power to my daughter. So for me now, at this point, we still butt heads, but it works.
I will say that we do use a lot of love spray, because sometimes things can get a little crunk. And you got to spray it and calm it down. You got to spray it and calm it down, because
sometimes people be sick tripping up in the
because
office.
it's a little crunk.
Sometimes people be sick tripping
It's
up
a
in the
little
office.
crunk. It depends on what type of mood she wakes up in, y'all. Y'all don't see them on the videos.
So
We use a lot of spray and prayer.
we use a lot of spray and prayer, energy balance sprays, and removing the negative evils from the office. Because I am a Libra and she's a Pisces. Y'all can just do with that what you want. However, it works now, but we do a lot of praying and a lot of meditating and silence and a lot of energy clearing, because it can be a little hectic.
Yeah, Sage is our best friend.
How do you manage bad energy? That's the next question. How do you manage bad energy? So, here's what I think about this. A lot of people want to blame the energy on everybody else. They want to say, yeah, they got bad juju, yeah, they got bad energy, they the problem. Really, sometimes you need to look at yourself, because you can be the problem. And we don't want to look at ourselves. We never want to admit that we're the problem. But not only are we responsible for our own energy, we're responsible for the energy that we surround ourselves with. Right? Don't you agree with that?
Yes.
What do you think about that? What do you think about how do you manage it, besides spraying all the spray up in the office and everywhere else? But how do you feel like you manage, your energetic force field? That's what I call it.
Well, I definitely take inventory of when the energy gets bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that sometimes it does start with us.
Mm-hmm.
So some days I may wake up in a mood, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of rubbing that energy and that mood off on other people, I'll take some time and just be by myself so that I can get whatever's working, get it cleared out, so that so that I'm not the negative energy being carried out.
Right.
But I do take inventory. If I'm around people and the energy is bad, or I notice that my energy gets bad,
Mm-hmm.
then I limit my time with that person. If they
Mm-hmm.
make me feel some kind of way, and they make me angry or upset or second guess something, and it's not in a place of love and light, then I have to distance myself. And that's not always easy, because sometimes it's people that you have come close to and become close with, so it's very hard to distance yourself from that energy. But it's also taking an inventory to see if it is you, or if it really is just these other people, or if it's a mix.
Right.
It's not, I feel like sometimes it's not always that easy to say, okay, this person constantly has negative energy. Maybe they just have off day and they don't know. A lot of people aren't aware and familiar with their energy. So, you can't really just say that they are purposely doing it. So I just try to limit my time.
Energy is very, very important, because depending on what's going on in your energetic field is what you're attracting into your life. So in part of creating and manifesting and vibrating at a higher frequency, you want to make sure that you are not only radiating good energy, you want to be attracting good energy. And sometimes that means we have to simply disconnect from people that don't make us feel good. Now, when I say that, people are going to say, Fran, it's not our job to make people feel good. You are right. It is not your job to make someone else feel good. But if you're feeling good about yourself, you want to be around people who are feeding into you, and you are feeding into them, so that you are activating that law of circulation. You don't want to be around someone when you're always the happy, upbeat one, and they're the sad downer, and you're trying to pull them up all the time. Because at that point, or some point in that relationship, they're going to infiltrate your energy. You would hope that you would infiltrate their energy quicker, but a negative person has a lot of practice at being negative. They've been negative for some time. A negative person knows how to hit you. They jab and punch, and they sock you where they know that you're the weakest. I really think that. And I think that you have to be able to say, I love you, but I'm going to love you over here. I'm not going to love you in here. Like back in Catholic school, we talked about the circle of grace, right? Remember the circle of grace?
Yes.
So you have to stand outside of my circle of grace. Doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that you can't come in because you affect me. And then you have to think about how you're affecting people. Are you moody? Are you mean? Are you negative? Are you rude? Are you doing things to people that are pissing people off, and then they're coming back at you?
Right.
You have to be responsible for that. But I will tell you, there are people who will come around you because you have good energy, and they will suck the life out of you. You are so busy trying to help them and pull them up. By the time you get done, you have nothing else to give. You want to be aware of those kind of people.
Absolutely.
We all know those kind of people. All right. So somebody said, I'm going to let you answer this question. I love to shop, and people say God's not materialistic.
No. God knows our hearts. He knows we love it. We love the Louis. We love the Chanel. We love the Nike.
Give the right answer, child.
Okay, I don't think there's a problem with shopping. And if it makes you happy and you like to do it, I think you should go for it. Because what are we supposed to do?
Okay. That's good. She likes to shop, so that's why I said no, and so do I. But I'm going to say this to you about, I get a lot of people who say, Jesus is not materialistic. The Lord does not care about being materialistic. And I'm going to say to you that you cannot help anyone else if you cannot help yourself. Does that mean that you take everything that you've been blessed with or that you've gotten and you go spend it shopping? That's not what I'm telling you either. But what I am saying to you is I don't think that God has a problem with you shopping. Like I don't think that God wants us to walk around representing him looking tired and haggard and beat down. It's just like a lot of people will say, well, why do you wear makeup? Because, you know, it's really your perception of what your beliefs are. I don't believe that God has a problem with me shopping as long as I'm taking care of my necessities and doing what I need to do. I believe that God blesses us in abundance. And if you want to go to the biblical sense of things, when God was adorning the women and the men of the New Testament and the Old Testament, they were adorned with jewels and diamonds and silver and gold and beautiful head dressings. And I can only imagine those things were not cheap. I can only imagine that they were expensive. So I don't think that God has a problem with you shopping, nor do I think God is a materialistic God. However, I do believe that God is the source of all things and he is the source of abundance. And he gives you abundance to do what you choose to do. I think that we should do what's right. And I think we should take care of our necessities first. Our bills, our obligations. Like y'all heard my story about the $10,000 in debt. And a lot of people's like, oh, that's not your method. That's Dave Ramsey's method. That's God's method. Because that's what I was given to do. And it worked for me. You laughing, but I'm serious. No. And I feel that money is energy, and as you put it out, it comes in. And if you want to shop a little bit, I don't think I would have a problem with that.
Right.
All right.
Pay your tithes first.
Ooh. Don't forget to pay your tithes. I forgot about that. All right. What are some of your favorite books? So people ask me that a lot, and I'm going to say this. That I'm going to put a link below because I have a Amazon bookstore where you can go see all my books and what I read and everything. Right now I am currently reading, though, It's Not Your Money. And I love that book. It is so good. And I don't want to talk to you guys about it till I finish reading it, but it is dynamic. And somebody recommended it to me, so I will recommend it after I finish reading it. I think we should have a book club. What you think?
Oh, that would be nice.
Oprah has a book club. Maybe we should have a book club.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Somebody asked me, when are you going to be on television? Okay. So I'm going to say to you that that's a very long journey. That's a very long journey. Let me just say that. But I'm going to say this. Have you all noticed, now this is a question for you guys as my YouTube family, that there is not a lot of African American representation in a very, very positive manner, or there's not a lot of African American representation in a spiritual manner. So we have a lot of pastors on television. We have a lot of people who are doing the normal things, you know, the normal Christianity, the normal things. But we don't have a lot of spiritualists on television that are African American. We have like your Long Island medium, who's not African American, but she's a medium. We have a life coach, which is Elanya. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Iyanla. Yeah, Tyler Henry's also a spiritualist, but he's not an African American TV. Why he's not an African American on TV?
Right.
Why do you feel that there is not a lot of African American representation in this culture of life coaching, teaching, manifestation, metaphysics? And to really piggyback on that question, what I'm going to tell you guys is the more you actually watch and support people like me that are African American, that do this type of thing, sharing the videos, watching the videos, subscribing and showing interest, is the faster things will be developed on television. Right now, as you guys know, I don't really watch TV. I have been drug into like this 90-day fiasco. What is it? 90-day fiance fiasco with this child.
Love all of it.
And it's just so, it's a lot of drama. But I really don't watch TV, and that is why, because I feel like we are not represented in a positive light. And I think that we are so much more diverse than what's being shown on reality TV. And somebody's got to take the courage to step up and say, whether it's me, whether it's somebody who does something like me, I am going to go ahead and take this leap of faith, and I am going to put this on because there are people who love this. Metaphysics and spirituality is real. What was you doing? Oh. Metaphysics and spirituality is real. And there is more to life than watching people shop and eat and have drama with their man, and what else is out there? Cussing and fighting, and nobody want all that foolishness in their spirit. I mean, you may, but I don't. So that's my answer about that. The other question is, do you have a podcast? Do you have a podcast?
She does.
You have a podcast? Okay. I do have a podcast, y'all. I have a podcast on iTunes, and it's called Fran's Wisdom. And it's just really me talking about basic spiritual practice, spiritualness, life in general. It's on iTunes. I will link it there. Please go check it out. We are trying to figure out, I'm going to get my honey to try to figure out if he can separate the audio from my videos, and we can put that up because a lot of you have asked for that. So that is going to happen, and it's in the making. They also asked if we would be traveling together. Well, yes, because she works for me. She has to be there. But, oh, that's not what y'all meant, though. They meant if we was going to be traveling together and doing stuff together. We are next year. We're going to be doing Asia's business now is Beauty Boss, and she does beauty business, but she has started incorporating crystal infusion into her business to help you not only be more beautiful, but to what?
To heal through beauty. So we're gonna work on healing all those things through everything will be crystal infused. I already have like 4 eyelashes that I started before I decided to do the healing through beauty, but now they will be crystal infused, and I'll let everybody know what the rollout is, or she'll let you know in the next video.
Okay, so how can we find you?
You guys can find me at Asia Ray Cosmetics. That is on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. My YouTube is actually under Beauty Boss TV, sorry. But it will be linked to Asia Ray Cosmetics, so you can find me on all of those social medias. On all the social medias, okay. And I'm very proud of my baby. She is actually finally using her spiritualness and the things she's been taught to, you know, enhance and increase her business. And she grew up with this, but she was reluctant to do it. Like, I mean, it just happens. It's not normal, what people consider normal. Nowadays, it's really normal, though. Yeah. And so you'll still have your normal stuff if people don't want Christian infused stuff. So you still have your normal lashes, which I am wearing I think these are the Jamaicas today. Yes. So I'll have the eyelashes. I do have some makeup brushes already, beauty blenders. I kind of have kind of all the non-infused things already up on the site, but I'm now working on a crystal infused line. So that'll have kind of just makeup brushes, eyelashes, everything. Whatever I can infuse with crystals will be infused. Yes, I love that. And also you sell your stuff at kind of a discounted price, so it's not as much as if I would go to the store and buy like a beauty blender or whatever. And you're kind of like the wholesaler, which is really cool because it helps people who really can't afford and who want to look beautiful, who want to look beautiful but really feel like they cannot afford to look beautiful because it costs so much. Being a woman costs a lot, y'all. It costs a lot. You know, people be saying, I woke up like this. No, you didn't. But it costs a lot. It costs a lot to take care. So I'm really very proud of
her entrepreneurship and her mindset to help young women develop just how, to help young women understand just how beautiful they are,
Yes.
with or without makeup,
Yes.
with or without this, just inside out. And the crystals help to increase that. It's a lot to it. We'll have to come back and talk about that. But I do want to tell you guys this, that we just came back from our Jamaica retreat. You guys, a lot of you saw the pictures and saw my live on Instagram, was like, Miss Fran, Auntie Fran. I don't know how I feel about Auntie Fran, y'all. But Miss Fran, Auntie Fran, we want to go. 2020 is probably going to be the last Caribbean retreat. So if you're serious, watch your emails. It is going to be by invitation only. So you will get you will be able to tell me why you think this retreat is for you. I am going to host women again as I have in the past. I only will be able to host 5 women, I believe, this time as my guest. But then I'm going to have 10 women. So it's going to be a total of 15 women and 15 women only. I never want the retreat to get to get any larger than that, because it's intimate and people receive lots of healing. They receive hand-on healing, hand-on touch, and God really moves, and I'm thankful for that. Also, what else are we doing? Like at the end of the year, we're not doing anything else towards the end of the year, are we?
No,
Oh, I'll be in California.
Yeah, I say you'll be in California. So.
In November and December.
Yep.
So if you're in California and you guys want to do a meetup, drop me a line, let me know. Also, drop us a line, let us know what you think about this video. We are so thankful and grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for embracing my baby. Thank you for embracing my baby, whom I love. Oh, some of you said, you always talk about the son. Where's the son at? We're going to try to get him on. He's shy. He's 16, so he's shy, but we're going to try to get him on. He's shy. And y'all asked about my dogs. I hear nails in the background sometimes. What kind of dogs do you have? I'm going to put a picture in there because this lab is laying right here at my feet. She is 15. Her name is Jayla. Always at my feet. And then we have a Boston Terrier named Maverick. You guys, if you watched Asia's video, then you've seen Maverick. He is so bad.
He's terrible.
But anyway, we're animal lovers, so therefore, gotta always have a house full of animals. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching and enduring this video. I know it's kind of long, but like it and share, and make sure that you reach out to me and let me know what you think. If you like this and you like how we do this, maybe we'll do question and answer Friday every week. I don't know. Won't make that promise though yet. All right. We love you. We will talk to you soon. Bye for now.